Hi everybody, happy Saturday. It's about 80 degrees here in San Diego and I ate my lunch outside and have been soaking up some sun, so I'm super thankful for that. And I realized it's been a super long time since I gave you a little update. So I am going back into the hospital on Tuesday for round 4, and I had some blood work done last week, which Dr. Xavier said was excellent. And she said that she is thinking about increasing my chemo dose because I'm a champ, which is really validating to hear because I thought, is this normal that I'm like feeling pretty good? Is she surprised at how well I'm doing? I think she actually is surprised at how well I'm doing. She said she's not used to having patients that are so healthy. So that's encouraging. I don't know about increasing the chemo dose. We'll talk about that on Tuesday. Because this go around, I've had some more, they're not wildly, well, some of the side effects are wildly unpleasant, but just some other like things going on that probably would worsen with a higher chemo dose. So we'll see. But my biggest kind of thing right now is taking one day at a time, specifically related to diet, because I'm totally addicted to sugar. And so doing the ketogenic diet is really hard for that reason. It's not like it's a complicated diet, but it's hard because of addiction. And so that's something that I'm thinking a lot about because there's this kind of internal, mental, emotional thing going on with the food relationship. And I find myself just like being in denial of what my body actually needs right now. And then making decisions that I'm like, I want to do whatever I want and I want to have freedom. And freedom is an interesting thing because if we are like with me and food, if I'm just wanting to eat whatever because I'm trying to be free, like that's actually creating more imprisonment in my body. And so what does freedom really look like? Because free-range chickens, like they still have a fence. You know what I mean? They're not roaming all over the world. They're free-range within a certain boundary, and I think that that is a really good reminder for me. And I think about this message that I heard Shauna Niequist give on, I think it's Psalm 16, and one of the lines of it is actually has the word lines in it. The lines have fallen for me in pleasant places. And that is about land specifically and the possessions that the psalmist had and saying like, this is enough for me and this is good. And I think about that for this season and saying like the lines have fallen for me in pleasant places with food because that's where I'm going to thrive right now. So yeah, freedom. It's just an interesting thing. Mike and I have had a really, really wonderful week. My parents have been in Hawaii, so we've had the house to ourselves, which has been really fun. We've spent a lot of time binge watching TV shows and just hanging out in the backyard, and have also gone to La Jolla Cove like 4 times in the last week. So that has been super life-giving for both of us to be able to kind of have our own introvert time, but also be interacting with each other because he's been skimboarding or surfing. So that has been really wonderful. And vitamin D is also such an important part of wellness in general, but also cancer care. So that's good. But yeah, that's kind of it. Today I'm feeling a little bit of grief and frustration about some of the things that are not going super well in my bod right now. And I think also grieving that this week that has been so fun and so life-giving is coming to a close. And I'm going back to the hospital on Tuesday, and I don't even like saying the word hospital, so I'm going to start calling it Zena's Lair. That was Mike's idea, because hospital just sounds like a bit of a downer for me right now. So, yeah, it's going to be a good week in there. I actually am looking forward to seeing some of the nurses again, and I have some really interesting nutrition books coming my way via Amazon. So that'll be fun to read and a lot of good learning and whatnot. But yeah, that's kind of the gist of what's going on. So if you are of the praying variety, you can be praying for peace going into this next round, and on a really practical level, self-control and self-discipline, which are really hard things. And oh, that was another thing that I have thought about. We went to a community group with some friends on Thursday, and it was mostly people that I didn't know, but at the end there was like the question, does anybody have any prayer requests? And I was like, yeah, hi, nice to meet you. I'm going through chemo. And I had a head wrap on, so they like didn't necessarily know that I was bald. That felt like a vulnerable thing to just like say, hi, nice to meet you, and I have cancer. However, I just expressed to them the same kind of thing with the ketogenic diet and knowing what I need to do, and asking for prayers for self-control and self-discipline. And I think that we often forget, I'll say this for sure for myself, that I often forget that God wants to be present in all of the things that are going on in my life. And He doesn't want me to just come to Him like praying for healing or whatever. He wants me to be inviting Him into this food situation and saying like, Lord, I need your help, because I don't have the self-control and the self-discipline to do this on my own. And I believe that you want to be present, and so be with me. And I'm trying to remember to invite Him into those moments, because yeah, the humble reality is that I cannot do it by myself. So that's why it's great to have people praying and encouraging self-control and growth and all of that. But that is all for now. I hope that you all are having a lovely weekend and getting to enjoy the sun, if there's sun where you are, and if there's not, I hope there's some kind of proverbial sunshine coming your way. And I will make you a video when I'm in Zena's lair, so that you can just know how things are going. Oh, and on a medical side, I'm getting a PET scan after round 4 to check on progress, so that will be more conclusive or something. I don't know. It should be just a little bit more clear and a bigger picture of my whole body than just the CT scan, but yay for tumor reduction, so that's really great. Yeah, super thankful for you guys, and thank you so much for continued support. Financially has been such a blessing to us, and Mike and I have just been blown away at the generosity of all of you and people outside of this Facebook group. And I think that I just want to say that because of the way that you have supported us, whether it's through prayer or especially financially, we have had the ability and the freedom to be able to rest for both of us, and allow just the healing process to happen on that soul level as well, since that's so connected with mental and physical health. And so you have been a huge part of the healing process and of resting, and we're really thankful for that. So anyway, thank you, and we just love you guys. We think you're super awesome. We will talk to you soon. Bye.